Hello everyone! Furry conventions are usually spaces of creativity, meetings, dancing, drinking, and showing that we belong to our furry community. But sometimes fandom doesn't exist in separate spaces. Today, in SocioFur.exe, we are looking at real moments when furry fandom faced hostility and physical attacks. Not to sensationalize them, but to understand what they tell us about stigmas and fear and reaction on fandom under pressure. And also I will be able to hear my own experience on this topic, but before we go to it, take some history. And if you like the video, remember to like and subscribe because it helps me to grow my channel. Imagine a situation. It's the last night of the convention. You are walking through the main hall, seeing some fursuiters, some in partials, some in full body, people with drinks in their hands, and maybe some random things they bought on a charity action. Most people is sleeping before tomorrow's return. You take the elevator to 9th floor, and after leaving it, you smell something really bad and very heavy. You start coughing, and people on the floor start panicking. In 7th December 2040, during Midwest Furfest, someone spread on one of hotel's floors toxic gas chlorine. FBI, after looking on evidence, specifies case as suggest an international act. But after criminal investigation, person that stayed beyond this attack hadn't been charged, and after years, case has been closed because time just passed too much. Because of that incident, 90 people were hospitalized, and the whole convention was evacuated. Sociologically, this is a textbook example of how extreme hostility towards subculture can turn into a real-world danger. Well, I know it's not a special info yet, but more interesting is how the fandom responded. Instead of collapsing, Midwest Furfest returned with increased security. Fandom reframed vulnerability into resilience, turning fear into organizational change that helps keeping conventions safe. It is also a reminder for all conventions across the world that have to think about safety. According to organizers and witnesses, fireworks were thrown toward houses where convention members were staying. It happened in 2 consecutive nights. One participant was also attacked with a spread from fire extinguisher, but I haven't found info about injuries that it made. After this case, organizers said that convention location will be changed with strengthened safety protocols. And this case highlights to sociologists that when a group is seen as a strange or unfamiliar in public spaces, it can become easy targets to violence, not because of what it does, but what it represents to outsiders' imagined mind. We must have in mind that situation that I told before could happen in many countries and we don't even know about it. The problem lays in media that choose only extreme situations that bring their attention. But there is probably many situations which haven't been so headlined. That's why I want to talk about those 2 cases in which I participated during my furry lifetime. Attention protocol. Everything I'm describing in this and next part is based on my personal experience and what I directly witnessed, plus information shared publicly afterward, not official statement from organizers. So the first case was in the middle of one of the biggest conventions in Poland, Futrołajki. Under the hotel were a big room rented for some young people that celebrated their 18th birthday. Yes, during convention and under it. Security was checking everyone if they have badges, even if they personally knew that someone participated in the convention. At the time it felt very tense, but after we realized what is going on, it looking very responsible. It was of course evening, and after some hours the party started escalating. The party participants were drunk and decided to travel from basement of the hotel, where there was place of them, to use elevator to go higher. And now imagine a situation when you know what on convention is doing, and probably with open doors, and some drunk outsider opens your room and think, yeah, everything immediately has been closed. People were unable to even leave the hotel. On the outside, where was party spot, where people gathered together saying that they want to help security. It showed that people in danger can gather around to protect things that are important for them. In this case, being free as a furry was the thing. I was on last year edition of this convention, and I could see on my own eyes that security has been upgraded and increased. What is interesting, in 2024, I felt very scared and of everything around. I can say that I panicked. But in 2025, I felt much safer, and maybe it's because I knew that organization took responsibility and tried to enforce so they could prevent that things in future. Meanwhile, second case was not during convention, but after party, after fur walk in city in Wrocław in Poland. Here, besides furcons, we have strong culture of fur walks. One day meeting where we travel across some parts of the city and later we gather together in special organized area. Mostly some kind of pubs or restricted just for us. Wrocławski Fursuit Walk is one of the biggest fur walks in country that gathers something like 1,500 people, and every year this number grows insanely fast. I'm not criticizing the organizers here. Organizing events in that scale is extremely difficult, and I'm focusing on community reaction rather than assuming blame. Because of that big number of people, it's hard to organize one spot to restrict it just for us. In previous years, we stayed in a little mid-down island, but after years, it had just was too small. So organization moved the place to another spot. Show you, this is the area of after party. No, this is the area, only this building. And I don't know why, but people gathered around the whole area. Maybe because it was warm, maybe because it was cheaper, the drinks in this building were very expensive. People decided to stay outside on the whole island. This island is a spawn point of students, which after all is nothing bad, but it was end of September, which means end of vacation for students in Poland. So they wanted to celebrate it and go on island. Outsiders and furries were mixed in total chaos began. There were reports of trying to steal fursuits, tails, harassment, spread everywhere. After a short time, some people get in fight. I don't exactly know how many people were hurt. I heard about 3 that needed hospitalization, which is not information official, it's just reportion from community. I also know about one still partial fursuit and one tail that has been later found floating in a river. After this situation, organization sent an official info that area around building wasn't place of after party. I'm not here to judge it, but in people's mind it was something like clearing their hands from responsibility. People made special discards to collect money, to pay for medication on hurted people, and to buy new fursuits for a person from which it was stolen. I must say that this charity action inspires my heart that after all weird things we furries do, we are all strong as a community and we can support each other. Unfortunately, I can't tell if it increased security because it's too fresh thing, so we will see it in future. After those cases, you can think that public meetings are dangerous. So here is a situation that happened in a smaller meeting. One of us, called Dennis, had been attacked by agents during filming a video where he was holding a sign reading "Vote One for a Party." This incident made mainstream headlines and circulate widely inside fandom. From a more social angle, this reflects how visible identity markers trigger reaction. For those outsiders, it was easier to start a fight with someone in costume than to hit a real person. So what connects all these cases? First is moral panic. When media or online communities tell about something dangerous, information spreads really fast. Or sometimes they are silenced so no one hears about it. Second is security. We can feel safe in group of friends, but we always must take care and keep safe. Remember, you have only one life. Third is community resilience. Every single one of these cases show fandom organizing and reacting, improving safety, warning others, trying to help victims. Most important is that we stay here. We don't disappear in a fear. Fourth is connection. It may be weird to say, but hear me out. All those situations were bad and shouldn't have place. But they also show that we as fandom are connected in some way. We belong to one group and in danger we can group to do something good for others. So these events don't define furry fandom. They reveal how society reacts different. And that's all from my side from today. Remember to leave comment if you want to just talk about this topic. Also, if you like the video, remember to like and subscribe. Here is the list of my patrons, and see you again in SocioFur.exe. Goodbye.